All right, those hips and hamstrings, just go ahead and bring your arms and your hands to your own body. And I want you to start to feel the energy of the hips and just start to actually massage into the hips. You're just in a comfortable seated position. And if you're just sitting and watching a little bit, you're doing visual yoga, you can do this too, on your chair, on your couch. And just massage into the legs. So those of you who were tuned in earlier, and I mentioned that mantra in Om Mani Padme Hum, and that idea of releasing ourselves from suffering, and it could be suffering of the mind, it could be suffering of the body. I find they're deeply connected. When my body is tight and not feeling free and not feeling fluid, my mind follows that. And when my mind is tense and stressed, my body follows that. Good morning, Shadow. So we had our walkthrough. Lean back and take your legs out to the sides. For some of us, you might find you tilt a little bit and you might want to sit on a pillow or a cushion, so you can grab a pillow or a cushion, a dog, and just sit right on that very item so that you get a little bit of a lift and that tilt, okay? And go and just roll the ankles out. Rolling them out. They're most likely going in one direction. Just notice what direction. We're going to reverse that. Roll them out. Take a nice deep point. Draw yourself a little more forward. And then remember what direction you just went into. Hi, sweetie. And then roll them in the opposite direction. So it might take a moment to be like, what is the opposite direction? By the way, your yoga dog at home loves a hip practice, opening those hips. So roll in the opposite direction. Well, you're so loving today, huh? Normally you don't give me any time of day now if I don't have a treat or a toy. One more time. Roll in the opposite direction and flex deeply. Press out through the heels. Press, 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 press. And see if you can actually open the legs a little bit wider. And then lean forward just a bit. Not too much, not too deeply. Your breath smells fishy. Have you been fishing in the sanctuary? That's not allowed. Go ahead and sit on up. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together. See how this works with Shadow. Little troublemaker, you. Find a little Baddha Konasana. And scoot yourself really close this morning. It may feel a little topply or uncomfortable. Just find that sweet spot again if you're sitting on a pillow or on a blanket. And let the feet press together so much that the knees are going to lift. Some of you, your knees already, bless you, might be way up here. That's fine. I want you to press your feet deeply together. Press, 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 press. And start to open the knees outward. You can bring the hands around the feet. That helps a lot of us. And we're going to get into the feet a little bit too. Find that one spot where you settle into your body for a moment and just close your eyes. So really let your hips be the teachers today, okay? You're going to listen and your body's going to teach you. Go ahead and start to lift the heart and chest up, inhale, and then exhale. Let the spine pull you forward. And then guide back again, inhale. Exhale. Nice long breath waves. This next time you come forward, allow the hands to come down. Let the head bow to the hips and let the hips just begin to expand. There may not be any actual physical movement, and that's the beauty of this type of practice. Most of what's happening is releasing of the connective tissue and the fascia. We're not trying to do a giant opening. We're trying to speak to the body in a loving, poetic language, as though Rumi just dropped in to our hips and is telling us all about the secrets of the universe, while our hips listen and just open their inner ear to that poetry. Allow the head to meander over to the right, and then the hands follow over to the right. The left hand stays on the earth, the right hand comes to the thigh, and guide the hip down and away. So you're going to press the flesh down and away towards the knee. Both hands release down, return to center. Let the head meander to the left. The hands follow the head. The left hand press on to the very left thigh, and you feel a little rotation. Release the hand, climb out a little further, and come on the tilt of your fingertips. So go ahead and play the grand piano. If you watch that beautiful concert, the Global Citizen Concert, I was really excited to see 2 organs. My Pepe used to have an organ in his house, so we're going to play the organ, fingertips down, head down, and allow a little bit of a sway in your body. I'm just going to tap down on the beautiful lotus dub sound and allow the fingers to walk out a little deeper, just ooh. So in a lot of our yoga practices, especially in a vinyasa, we build heat in movement. In a yin and a hatha practice, we actually find that heat in our stillness and in surrender. So allow the palms to descend from fingertips, the head to drop, and see if you can just hang the body over the feet. Just hang your body over your feet. Let your head drop down. And as though you're pouring that honey over both of your thighs, both of your hips, we're here longer than usual. Whatever usual might be for you. And I love having Shadow nearby because she reminds me of the active mind, because we want to escape, we want to get up, we want to move, we want to play. This is the medicine. So Shadow's going to be nearby, kind of reminding us in her panting and in her will that, come on, don't you want to move? Don't you want to activate? I want you to activate from within this morning. So really light that blue flame. We're still in Baddha Konasana. Go ahead and press the big toes together. The feet were probably a little bit open. I want you to just press the big toes. Yeah, you're going to feel a different activation there. And come on up to your seat. The hand's going to rest on the outer knees, palms to knees. Press the big toes together. So you're creating an internal connection between the feet, the bottoms of the feet charging each other up, the heels charging each other up. Hands come to the knees. Press the feet until the spine starts to ignite and enlighten right up through the crown of the head. Now take your hands to the front of the shins and bend the elbows back. Just charge the heart forward. Feet pressing, heart charging. You might hopefully get a little thoracic spine release. A lift of the chest. A descent of the chin. And now the right leg is going to come on up. Oh, hey there, right leg. Hold the knee. Draw the leg forward towards me. The left is in, foot to inner thigh, Janusirsasana. Feel the bend of that front left leg. Take the right foot, flex it, and sit up tall in your chair. So super proud. You can still be on a bit of a rolled blanket or a cushion. A block might be a little tilty for this. And we're going to start to meander forward. All the way out and over that leg. The hands might effort towards the foot. Forget about that for now. Take them wide. Fingertips down. Play the organ. And let the head descend towards the heart and belly. Reach the right sitting bone back. And flex the left foot into the right thigh. See if you can push the left knee towards the earth from your inner thigh, not from your hands. Walk the fingertips forward an inch or a millimeter deeper. Right sitting bone reaching back. Yeah. return to that essence of the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. And if there is suffering in this right hamstring, if there's what you may call tightness or pain or tension, change the inner dialogue. Will that leg with the poetry of your mind, whisper to it opening. I am free and I am open and I am spacious. This will start to work its way into the back, and the hamstring and the back have a really close-knit relationship. So the hamstrings, I find when we open them, like the lotus flower, the whole body just expands. Walk the hands a little further forward and closer together. So they're coming forward and towards the foot. The magic of the practice is in the stillness. So every time you want to just get up and escape, just pour the sugar over your body and let the body crystallize in that sugar. The hands can stay on the earth, or if the foot is there and you can wrap around the foot, find that connectivity. Lift the head and the heart. So we're holding the right foot, maybe the hands might be on the earth. I'm going to ask you to take the hands, if they're on the earth, to the right shin, the calf, and actually pull the leg back in towards you. So I'm going to turn to the side, just so you can see. So you're holding onto the shin, you're sitting up tall, and the calf holds a lot of tension. So you're going to take your left hand to the knee, you're going to make a fist, you're going to take the open knuckles of your fist, and you're actually going to beat the outer edge of this calf. So we're going to work a little bit of self-time massage in today. What a treat, right? A lot of my spa friends are like, the first thing they're doing is going to get a massage, and I'm lucky to be able to give myself a lot of that practice. So we're on the outer calf, just kind of beating up and down the calf, loosening the tension in the calf. One more time to the top. Take your hand under the calf, just let it settle. And now the right hand comes to the top of the knee. You're going to make a fist with the left hand, same way. And it's going to be an open fist, so you're hitting on the inside, and just find the inside. If you're really versatile, you can do both hands at once, but I don't want to get crazy on you today. So if you're like, yeah, you're feeling really calf happy, all the way up and down. And then find the knee. Take your hands, interlace them over that knee, and squeeze and massage the knee. You're going to take that up the thigh. Ooh. So you're making a class and you're squeezing into the thigh. Squeeze the hands together like two little magnets, up till you can't get any further, and down. Jealous now, aren't you? Find that sweet spot where you're like, ooh, I need a little more work there. Beautiful. And then release the right leg out and the left leg out towards you, towards me. Now this is when I love to look at my legs and be like, wow, right leg is definitely longer than left for me right now. So we're going to create some symmetry. Find that seat. Take the right foot in. Foot to inner thigh strong, left leg is out. And just that first opening spot, so we're in that first space. And then begin to surrender out and wide. Hands are wide, fingertips tented, and the foot is reaching forward. The sitting bone is pulling back. The right thigh is reaching down, and then the head and the heart follow, and you descend completely to the earth. A different side of the body, a different hemisphere of the brain. Breathe into the belly. Breathe the breath up the back and around and into the lungs. Walk your hands a little more forward and keep them wide and spacious so the palms can descend down, the head and heart follow. That left sitting bone is reaching away from the heel. The right foot is active into the thigh. The right knee is reaching down and away. There's all this internal movement happening. Externally, you are still and calm, just surrendered and melting into earth. Walking the hands a little more forward and closer to the leg. Each time we move and surrender, the body then sends us another invitation to come deeper. This place where we've reached isn't where we would have been invited in the first place. We have to earn that space. We have to create that freedom. So the classic Janu Sirsasana literally means head to knee pose. Okay? So we're not efforting towards that exact truth, but that is the classical name of the asana. So if for some reason your head rests on your knee, well, that's great. If you're like, there's no way my head is ever touching my knee unless I bend it and actually press my forehead into it, that's also head to knee. Walk the hands forward and closer to the foot yet again. And descend. Exhale. If you went to that place where the body shakes and trembles, it tenses, the jaw clenches, come back a little. Come away from it. I'm not asking you to stand on the edge of the cliff this morning. I'm asking you to sit comfortably in a hammock where the cliff edge is there, but you're just swaying comfortably, looking at it. That final spot of connecting to foot, hands to foot, maybe not. You could be just closest to the foot and furthest away. If hands connect to foot, that's beautiful just the same. Breathe into the belly. Let the breath cascade over shoulders, down hands into foot. Back up the leg and feed and nourish the hips. Start to lengthen through the head and then take your hands to the foot, to the calf, to the leg, and help it up towards you. Sitting tall, clasping around, and finding a place where you can sit comfortably so we can release the calf. So we're going to start with the outer, right hand to knee, left hand, and just give yourself a nice little pounding. A lot of people do this released potent energy work, especially in the East, and I think it's such a great way to get the blood flowing, release tension, up and down. And you feel complete on that side, switch hands, make a gentle fist hitting on the inside. So you're kind of using the knuckles and the heel of the hand. You're not like punching it. There's no Tyson moves there. You know when you get a good hit because it makes that kind of thwapping sound? Like you're beating pizza dough? Good. And then clasp over the knee. Take a moment, just let that sink in. So you've got a clasp. Take it the opposite way. And then squeeze and press the palms towards one another. Massage up the thigh. So I'm going to come closer just so you can really see this. So you're squeezing and massaging up the thigh. Squeeze the hands together. Squeeze the hands together. Welcome, Sydney. Welcome, Deborah. Welcome, Danielle. Yeah. All right. Great job, you guys. All the way to the top. Legs come out again. So hopefully they're a little more even. We're going to work on keeping you symmetrical this morning. That's important to me. Make sure, again, those of you joining us, you have a strap, a long sock, a shirt, because we're going to get a little deeper and we're going to get earthbound near the end of the practice. The feet are out wide and long. Flex through the toes and see if you can spread all 10 toes. I don't know if my toes are actually in there they are. All right, so they are, hopefully my feet aren't so dirty on the bottom, but it's Jamaica. We're barefoot a lot. Spread those toes out, okay? See if you can spread them a little wider. I used to spread my toes like this and then run after my brother like an angry dinosaur. So it's a yogi thing. See if you can make it so every single toe cannot touch each other. Yeah. If you have one of those little pedicure things and you want to go and run and stick that in, I'm just kidding. But the toes are as active as the fingers. We just bind them in shoes and control them and contain them. But the toes and the fingers want to be active. I want you to press through the feet bottom, which helps you to sit up taller. Spread through the toes, active. Take the hands too, because sometimes my toes and hands connect. Good. And I want you to take the top of your left hand to your right and just pull your right fingers back towards you and reach the thumb forward. Now, see if you can do the same thing with the toes. Reach the 4 toes of the right foot towards and the left toe, big toe back. What? I know, I confused myself there. All right. Right toes are reaching forward, big toe is back. So it's like the thumb and the big toe are trying to connect. All right, and switch that. So flex the feet, open up the hands, open up the toes. Take a hold of the top, the opposite hand, fingers back, thumb forward, toes forward, big toe back. Beautiful. Keep that liveliness in the hips, in the spine. So you're strong through the bottom of the seat. Now, there's a reason we're doing this. Open the toes, open the fingers. We're going to start with that right foot and take and lift it up. So you're just like, okay, I can do this. You're holding your foot with your hand. You're holding your knee with your other hand. You're rocking your little leg, baby. And you're going to take the foot and take the hand, and you're going to interlace your fingers between your toes. In you go. This is something we used to do in my healing hatha. Now, it's the opposite. So if you can't high-five your foot, you're doing it wrong, right? If you're coming in from the top, like all sneaky, opposites attract. So it's opposite hand, opposite foot. So if you open up, you look back. If you can't high-five your foot naturally, you're doing it wrong. And then slide your hand into your toes. Fingers in. Good. Yeah. And then squeeze and just rotate that ankle. And opposite. Ooh, got some good foot medicine there. You didn't think you were going to get so intimate with your feet. Hopefully you took your socks off for that, my people in Nova Scotia and New England. And really squeeze, pull those toes. Use your fingers, wrap them around, so I'm kind of like opening and turning through my fingers. It's not comfortable, I know. Use your fingers and pull into the top of the foot. And then go ahead and slide the foot and the hand away. Shake that out. Whew. Good. Release that foot out. Just shake the feet, shake the hands. Beat the feet together. And left side. Take hold of the knee, take hold of the foot. And just find your sweet spot. Now again, you want to take the opposite hand, opposite foot. So if you're going to be like, high five, foot, high five. If you're wearing a ring or something, you might want to be removing that before you slide your hand into your foot. Should have said that for the left, since wedding rings tend to be more predominant than right hand side. Slide each finger between each toe. Get them in there. You know, if you have to move your toes, get them in there. I know most of you can't go for pedicures, so this is actually me helping you get a pedicure. Take your fingers between your toes, roll the ankle out from the hand. So the other hand is holding the ankle, and you're just getting a nice release. I have to rename this class, I think. Instead of healing hips, it's going to be like self-massage and hatha. Rotate the opposite direction. But you guys know, I usually don't know where we're going until we get started, and I see what comes up. Oh. Hopefully you're getting some good cracks. Synovial fluid, yeah. And open up through the fingers. and release out. Get all that energy out. Relax through the legs. Go ahead and just beat the legs up and down off the ground. Yeah. Shadow's like, what is happening? And then bird that can't fly. And the calves. You gotta admit, that's kind of fun. I think it also is good for bowel movements. And release down. Flex the feet and just descend, head towards feet. So you're coming into one of my favorite asanas, actually. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So just, take the hands down, palms face up, if you will. And just let your seat be relaxed and released as your head just melts to earth. This is one of those asanas where we want to usually escape it sooner than usual. When I do a yin practice in the evening by myself, I usually actually stay here for 10 minutes. I won't subject you to that, but I do invite you to bring that into your own daily practice. This is a great asana actually to help with insomnia as well. So if you find yourself up at night rather than getting out of bed and going and turning on the television, you can kind of find your forward fold and just let your head drop. If you have a pillow or a block or something, you can always rest it under the third eye center. And there's something very comforting of the third eye resting and being held. So if that's there for you, enjoy that. The palms are turned up. I'm going to ask you to turn them down and reach them further forward. So you're climbing them out and forward and then keeping the head down and melting it. Breath climbing up spine, washing over shoulders, pouring the nectar over the back of the neck and the head. Climbing further forward, if that's there for you. If you go to a place where the whole body tightens, move an inch away. Draw back a little. That final place of depth, go there, surrender there completely. And then start to lift up through the head. Just look over the horizon of your mat, of your space, and slide yourself up. Just take a moment. Feel the spine there. Whew. So the back and the hips are always very closely connected. We're going to slide the right leg up. And we're going to take our hand towards the knee or shin. We've done this before. And we're going to open the right arm. So right knee bent, right arm is opening. And you're going to turn your body towards your leg. Take your hand to the earth. You can hug the knee in and get a nice twist. What happens is this left foot tends to kind of fall to the left. Look over your left shoulder and flex the front foot toes back towards you and drive the heel forward. And then twist back over the right shoulder. I want you to feel the whole of your right foot on the earth. So as you're twisting, that right foot is really pressing down, and that left foot's like a wily coyote. Look over your left shoulder. The toes are gone again. You're going to come back and then twist over. Beautiful. Keep the twist. Keep the right hand rooted. Just let the knee open up, just like your Janu-Sirsasana. You're like, oh, okay, I was here before. Take the hand to the outside of the thigh or knee and start to rotate your body over. So the knee is pointing in an angle from the hip and pelvis, and you're actually going to lift your back hip up a little and twist a little deeper. Slide the left leg away. Yeah. now turn back to the center. You've got your left hand on your thigh. Keep it there. The right hand's just going to reach out. And now reach towards the front foot with your hand. Keep a hold of that thigh. Yes. So this thigh is an anchor, and you're actually hanging off of the anchor. I'm going to move back just a touch. So hand across, anchoring on thigh, reaching towards left. Yeah, let the head drop down. Now that right knee may be way up here, that's fine, but I'm going to ask you to keep willing it towards the earth. Willing it towards the earth. Now turn the right palm up. Sweep it back over. Just find a little release there. Keep the hand to the knee. And then back again. This time turn the torso down towards earth. And then back up to sky. Stay in the hanging forward. Like a nice piece of low-hanging fruit. All the way down. All the way up. So you can be a mango, a papaya, a nice big bunch of fresh, ripe banana. Coming down. One more time up. Release out, forward, over, and down. Beautiful. Bring the knee back to the sky. You're back in this seat. And you're going to keep the foot rooted. And you might want to walk it a little bit wider because you're coming inside the knee. So shoulder inside, arm inside, both hands down. You might be like, what is this position? What is this space I'm in? I want you to really press into that right foot. So you're inside of the groin, inside of the thigh and knee. You can walk the foot a little bit wider and just walk forward. Activate that foot. Feel the right sitting bone rooting down. Walk your hands back. So you're actually using your tricep and your shin as a little bit of an, you can like, oh, hey, right? So feel that strength. This is actually how you start to build that connectivity in Bakasana, crow pose. So if you feel that, you're like, oh, there's that hugging into the belly, that strength, all that action in my leg, all that opening in my hips. Come on up, if you can, to keep the shin and the foot connected, and you'll actually lift your foot, yeah, little core. So you're in half crow without being on your hands. Take the foot, cross it over the body. So we're in Ardha Padmasana, half lotus. The foot is resting on the thigh, possibly it's way down here, possibly the knee's way up here. You're going to be in a different position than I am, I hope, because we do not have the same body and genetic code and history. You know, we didn't sleep on the same side of the bed together. So the foot is up, the knee is somewhere. You're sitting in your beautiful half lotus. So Ardha Lotus, that nice Ardha Padmasana. Lift up and feel the heel pressing towards the belly. It may not, the ankle may be tight, the knee, there's a lot going on in your hips and in your legs. If leaning forward speaks to you, you can meander there. But if you're here, leaning forward isn't even an option. You're like, So you're going to sit tall in your lotus and let this leg begin to open. You can't force a flower open, right? It needs to blossom. So if your petals are nice and closed and tight, you're just a nice little bud. That's awesome. If your knee is open and your flower is willing you to go deeper, you're going to come all the way forward and down. Wherever you are, embrace your body's experience of this space. So when I bring it back again and again to that mantra this morning, Om Mani Padme Hum, it's that internal release of suffering. I don't invite you to the practice to bring suffering into your body. I help you to release it, but your mind needs to allow the body to descend or ascend. The suffering is in the descent, and you rise, and you sit tall, and you let that knee descend. One more breath, wherever you are. if you had come forward, start to pull and slide back. And we've got this beautiful foot here. Don't release it. I know you want to. You're like, get me out of this position. Foot is still there. And you can see something. You can see the beautiful canvas of the bottom of your foot. You've got two thumbs. We're going to use them. You're going to take your thumbs right into that inner line of the foot. And you're just going to knead into the inner arc. It's the spine. Yeah. I can help you get into the liver too. We'll do a little knuckle drive into the liver just in case you have been enjoying quarantine too much. Find that sweet spot. You know your foot, you know your body. You might not know what you're pushing right now, but you know you're releasing some tension in yourself. Use those thumbs. Take your right hand, knuckle, and you're going to drive it into the kind of top of the heel and just dig in and circle. Woo. See, reflexology at home. Dig in and circle. You're going to move to the middle of the foot, the heart of the foot, so right here. And you're going to dig in and just weigh your body into that spot and just dig in and upward, up and in towards the toes, the kind of below the pad of the foot. So if you ever wore heels in your life, man or women, no judgment, you're underneath the foot pad, digging up and in. And make that little fist and just little beating of the heel. Whew. All right, now hold the foot, release it. You can shake it out if you want. Roll it out and release the leg forward. Ooh. I have to shake that out. It's a lot of energy in my feet. I'm going to need a little Blue Mountain coffee after that one. Left side. Bend that knee up and in. So we began in that gentle twist. So all you're going to do is hug your right arm across. Turn your heart toward your bent knee. And then take your left hand down to the earth behind you. Look towards the front foot and notice if it's gone a little AWOL and bring it back to center. And then find that gentle rotation. Deep breaths in the belly. Wring out the back and spine and shoulders. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Find that nice spread. You're just going to let the knee come down. You're still turning away. And I'm just going to turn towards you so the knee just went from the sky to the earth. The hand is still down. And you're just going to turn towards the knee. There might be a little hip lift in your back right hip. That's okay. You're just kind of like, hey, who's over there? What's going on? Are you making me breakfast? Yeah? Good. Slide the extended foot out and away. So the extended right foot is going to just reach forward. Now you're holding this thigh with the hand, yeah? Feel that nice twist. Keep a hold of the thigh and then sit up and lift the left arm. So make sure you're seated in a spot where you're like, okay. And then all you're going to do is reach over the head, over the body, towards the extended foot. Let that side body really breathe open. This is one of those beautiful asanas where I would love to spend a whole day and variations of it. We don't have that much time. My gosh, time is flying when you're in the hips. Just turn the palm up. Reach the palm away. Feel that lift, that extension. And now we're going to reach over towards the leg end. Make sure you have a good hold. And you're going to let your body descend towards earth a bit. And then over the head, heart open to sky. So it's just like a little tilting down of the flag of your arm. And a drawing up. Tilting down. Drawing up last time. Release the upper arm. Find the extension behind you. And then bend the knee right up. Whew. Here we are. Okay? So the knee might walk a little bit wider because you're coming inside of the knee. Inside. And again, some of you might not have that depth right now because just being in this position is very challenging for your hips. So hug your knee in towards your shoulder. Be like, hey there, shoulder, I love you. And then walk the hands out. Notice if you can will the left hip to descend as you're hugging the knee in. Ooh, right? There's a lot going on internally. Slide your hands back towards your shin and use the connectivity between your shin and your tricep and squeeze them together. Begin to sit up. Keep the shin and tricep connected, and maybe you lift the foot and the hands. Good, that's half Bakasana. Ardha Bakasana. So you're in a little half crow. Maybe we'll do crow on Thursday. Good. Take a hold of the foot and just set it down. All right. Ardha Padmasana on the other side. So again, the knee may be visiting your ears or chest, or it may be like just resting in your armpit today. And that's your asana. And if the knee is high above the hip, I'm going to ask you to stay seated tall until the knee releases down. When the knee has found the earth and it's closer to the earth, that's when the body is invited forward and you release the head. But nothing is going to serve you if your knee is here and you're trying to reach forward. It's just all tense and containment, and you're adding the suffering to your body. So crystallize the sweetness. And just breathe into that knee wherever it is and love it. And you're not telling yourself this is tight and this is wrong or this isn't the pose. This is exactly your pose in your body today. And you're practicing with that truth. So wherever that is for you, don't let it add to your suffering. Embrace it with the poetry of your breath. If you descended forward, slide yourself back. If you're sitting tall, open your eyes. And then find those rockin' thumbs. And just give that foot a little bit of love too. Massage the whole bottom of your foot. Especially if you spend time wearing shoes and you're not really be able to be barefoot outdoors yet. All those beautiful activation points. Just really activating through all the major organs. Those of you who have issues with sinuses right now, the tips of the toes are very connected to the sinuses. So you can always take your knuckle and actually press into the tips of each toe if that speaks to you. If you have a lot of issues with menstrual pain, you're going to go right into the heel center, and there's just so many ways to let the foot soothe the body. Take that thumb knuckle, index finger knuckle. You can use right or left. I'm going to use right for this one. And kind of dig in above and around the heel base so you're not right in the heel. You can circle in like you're drilling for gold. And I always tell someone, go where it's uncomfortable and dive into that spot. Go up to the middle pad of the foot if you want, opposite knuckle. Beautiful. And then release the leg out. Whew, you can kind of release it and draw it out. Amazing. You're going to find the strap, make sure it's nearby, and we're going to descend onto our back. So just bring yourself down, but have the strap nearby. You won't need to see me, so don't worry. You can hear everything I'm saying. Go ahead and lie on your back and take your right knee into your chest yet again. take the strap around the ball of the foot, so the pad of the foot under the toes, and reach the foot to the sky. So if you're using a strap, I'm going to ask you not to wrestle with the strap. I always kind of wrap the strap around my hands once and just let my arms hang, elbows wide. If you're using a shirt or a sock or something else, you can attempt to do the same. And press your foot into the strap now, like you're trying to just reach a little bit longer out of your leg, trying to actually press your foot into the ceiling. Spread the toes back towards you. The head is resting on the earth. The jaw is soft. The left leg is long in front of you and anchored. Some of you, if this is really challenging, you can actually bend your left leg, foot, and place it on the earth. And that's going to help you anchor your lower back a little bit deeper. Otherwise, it's going to stay long and extended. The anchor of the left leg I just mentioned is really important because we're going to start to guide the right leg. So say you're at 12 o'clock right now. Guide the heel towards 11, just a little bit. A couple of inches towards the left. Reach the heel to the ceiling and the toes back towards you. So you're moving just slightly across the body, across the line, as though you're trying to touch the toe over the left shoulder. So we're speaking a little deeper into the IT band, the piriformis. Soft elbows, soft shoulders. If you're at 11, I'm going to invite you just to come towards 10, but not into a twist. So the leg is coming a little bit deeper across to the left. And now actually see if you can draw it towards you, closer towards you. Oh yes, I know. I have to save the best for last, right? You're still reaching out of the heel, the toes are drawing back. You're igniting the right sitting bone down and away. The leg is drawing towards you and across the body ever so slightly. And remember to breathe. The head is relaxed, the jaw is soft. Slowly come back to center to 12 o'clock. Beautiful. Draw the leg a little bit closer to your body, right at the center point. And now, if you can, take both straps into the right hand. Right leg, right hand, both straps in the right hand. Most likely the left leg has kind of gone AWOL and turned out. Reactivate the left leg, heel to earth, or foot to earth. And now guide the leg out just to 1 o'clock. Just to 1. And towards your right shoulder. So it's opening wide and coming towards you. Draw the heel away. See if you can actually stretch the Achilles. Now to 2 o'clock and a little deeper towards the right shoulder. If there's a shaking and trembling, come away from that edge. And then from that space, all you're going to do is bend the knee into half happy baby. You can take the hand to the outer edge of the foot now and remove the strap if that's accessible for you. As though you want to press the thigh to the earth and the foot to the ceiling at the same time. Cross the foot over the body, hand to foot, hand to knee, and just circle into that hip. Release that hamstring. And then let the right leg release all the way down to the earth. Take a moment and just settle before we come into the left. Sometimes we're in such a rush to switch sides that we don't even let the body assimilate what we just did. When you're ready, the left leg, knee bends and slides up. And you take the strap under the ball of the foot. And it goes to the sky again. We're at the new beginning, so don't expect anything from yourself. Wrap your hands around that strap, soccer shirt. Reach the heel to the sky. Re-extend your right foot. Unless you bent the knee, you'll come to that same knee bent variation, which gives you a little more lumbar support. If the hamstrings are really tight, if you can't actually straighten your leg here, I recommend a bent knee supported variation. Otherwise, extend both legs long. Imagine the breath pouring through the heel, down the leg, into the seat, pulling around the hips like honey, melting the tension in the body and helping to crystallize that freedom of the hips. You're back at 12 o'clock now, and all you're going to do is just draw the foot across the body ever so slightly to 1 o'clock. So you're coming towards the right a little bit, and the shin is coming towards the heart. Reach through the heel. Soften the belly, soften the breath. A little further across, towards 2 o'clock, yet also towards your right shoulder. Soften the jaw and your eyes. Let the teeth separate. Notice if you're tensing at all in the cheeks and the jawline, and let that go. Let the heel reach to the sky. Draw the shin across and towards the right shoulder. Reactivate your right leg. There's so many intricate Kyle, what's the word? No, intricacies? Say it. I know you guys are all just saying it at home, but laughing at me. Sorry, when I'm in hamstring opening, I kind of lose my mind also. Coming back to center. Whoa. Hello, leg. It's the same leg and body, I promise, but woo, a different state of mind. We're going to go now to 11 o'clock. And not only to 11 o'clock, but towards you. Like you want to take your toes over your left shoulder and just dip them into the ocean. You can take both straps into the left hand if that's more comfortable. I find when I'm moving to the left, I like to just use my left hand. Reactivate your right leg. It's your anchor as you come a little bit out further, no further than 10, and up towards the shoulder. And if you went to a place where, boom, the jaw clenched, or you felt a little nauseous, back away from there. There's a beautiful breeze coming off the ocean right now, and I'm just sending that to all of you in your home and just letting it reinvigorate you and nourish you. All you're going to do is bend that knee. Maybe the foot and the hand find one another and you release the strap, maybe not. And really draw the thigh down and the foot to the sky. As you do so, notice if you can descend the right hip as well and find that grounding source right through the center of the lower back. So you're going to kind of find the base of the spine and imprint that on the earth while you open the foot and leg out. Ah, nice. And And in the face of symmetry, slide the right foot up one more time and take the feet together. Like you're just plugging into the supercharged self. Like, oh, the feet are like, whoa, hey, sister, hey, brother. And they're pressing together, and the bottoms of the toes are in love, and the heels are in love. And take your hands around your feet if you can, and draw your knees away. Supta Baddha Konasana, almost. If you're a lover of Happy Baby and you want to go there, please be my guest. So you would separate the feet, hands on outer edges and thighs to earth, or you can stay in Supta Baddha Konasana. But wherever you are, start to rock the baby of your soul. So you might be open, you might be connected. I'm not going to say closed because that's not the truth. You're definitely open. You're either open and expansive or open and connected. Close your eyes and rock your body. And imagine all that nectar and all that sugar and all that sweetness just pouring from your hips, pouring into your belly, sweeping into your heart, into your throat, crown of the head. And when you're ready, let yourself descend, fully surrender to Shavasana. Shavasana is continued, although Shadow felt the spirit call her to the sea. So stay with me in Shavasana. I'm going to offer you a little reading today that spoke to me last night, and hopefully it speaks to you. So just stay there, let your eyes drop into their sockets. Let the forehead soften. Do not effort yourself to go anywhere or do anything. Anywhere or anything. Let the shoulders drop down the back. This morning's reading is called The Invitation by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. Let your whole body surrender down. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you touch the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. Let your breath deepen into your belly, into your heart. Maybe your hands connect to your body and you sit for a moment in that space of stillness and shavasana, or they reach over your head and you elongate your very back and spine and heart and hips and climb yourself to roll over onto your right side with your left hand on the earth in front of your heart. And those very questions from the invitation are my questions to each of you. Being at comfort and being at absolute presence with yourself as you rise into your seat, your hands meeting at the heart. Om Mani Padme Hum. The light within me honors that within each of you. Namaste.